Hey, good morning, everyone, or afternoon. I don't know. It depends on when you're watching. It's morning for Hilary and I. I'm Kristine Ullman. I'm the Youth Services Librarian at the Easton Public Library, and I'd like to welcome you guys and thank you for coming and watching our Easton Library Community Book Chat. And I'm so happy today to talk to Hilary Desmond. She is a wonderful library patron and a great Easton resident. So Hilary, thank you for joining me this morning.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, you're welcome. So can you tell me a little bit about the Easton Pride Group?
Yes, so that's one of the groups that I'm involved with in town, and it started, I suppose we're just on our third year officially, but it was a group of parents, people that came together in Easton to help support the LGBTQ community in Easton, specifically with raising the pride flag, but then also looking into what other resources could be brought into Easton, because we'd all been part of multiple meetings where we'd heard that people saying that they, LGBTQ people saying that they felt they had to leave Easton to feel welcomed or accepted as their authentic self. And we thought, well, that didn't seem like something that should be. So how can we make Easton more welcoming and inclusive? And we've been just tremendously supported by everyone in Easton. I think it just goes to show what a wonderful town that we live in.
Yeah, it's a lot of great support for the group, and the flag raising and flying for the month of June. It's amazing support. It's such a nice thing. And you're also part of EDIT also.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So EDIT is the Easton Diversity and Inclusion Task Force, and I'll make a plug for it right now because we are looking for new members, but we have a wonderful group of people involved. It is, you can look it up, it's part of the town government, and so it's a variety of people from Republicans, Democrats, I'm unaffiliated, who are there again to help support and support diversity and inclusion in Easton. And they've been involved in Easton Pride and Juneteenth and Neurodiversity Month. And everyone, it's positive, is looking again, I think very similar to Easton Pride, on how to make sure everyone in Easton feels welcome and as they are and feels like they belong in Easton. And again, it's just been a very positive experience.
And if someone wanted to volunteer their time to be on EDIT, it's on the town hall website, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an official board. And so if you are affiliated with a political party in town, you would go through your Republican or Democrat town committee to be officially nominated, and then it goes in front of the Board of Selectmen. If you're unaffiliated, you need to contact the Board of Selectmen yourself to submit the proper paperwork and then go in front of the board, and then the board votes on that. I believe there are two full position membership, full membership positions open, as well as fill-in positions. I forget what they're called, but again, looking, anyone in town is welcome to submit their name for it.
Oh, that's great information. Thanks. So today we're going to talk about a book that you chose, such a fun one. So it is called Framed. It's by James Ponti. It was a Nutmeg nominee. I don't know if everyone knows Nutmeg is our Connecticut Children's Book Award. And it was a Nutmeg nominee, I want to say last year or the year before, but it's a mystery for kids like grades 4 to 7. And it's the first one in a 3-part series. The other ones are called Vanished and Trapped, and they're super fun. And Hilary, you picked this to talk about, I'm assuming partly for that reason, because it is such a great read for kids. But what did you like about the book?
and I'm sure it's probably an odd choice because it's more of a children or middle school book, but I like to read books with my kids, and in particular, a lot of times as they were small children, then they got older, we'd listen to audiobooks. And so I've become a big fan of young adult literature out there. And we came across Framed, and there are so many things in particular I liked about it. It reflected kind of our family's background, in that the main character, Florian, was a new kid in town. And so it was shortly after we moved to town, and I had middle schoolers that my children could identify with that. And they had lived internationally, and we'd also lived internationally. So I love books where you can see yourself in books. And this one in particular, my kids could relate, and I could relate too. I moved all around growing up with the characters, as talking about how time calendars are written differently in European nations than in the United States. So small little details like that thrown in, where it was fun. But then besides that, it honestly, it's a fun book. It's got great characters. It's got smart characters that are, in particular, the kids aren't downplayed as children. They're smart middle schoolers. They like science, they like math, they like mysteries, they like art. It's not a specific, it doesn't play to stereotypes at all. It just plays that, here you're having a diverse group of people, and they are solving a mystery, and they're, making, coming up with smart solutions. And yet they're also still kids. So, it's relatable to kids. And it was a nice introduction to James Ponti in particular. He has some other series out there that we moved on from Frame to his other series. And I think he is, as an author, is really good about just creating these very thought out characters for children's books.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is wonderful. And I love that you mentioned like the mirror. And that's one aspect of children's literature that is so wonderful, is the mirror, where you can see yourself in the book characters. And then also for other kids, it's a window into someone else's life experience. So, the mirrors and windows, that's one of the things that librarians talk about a lot when it comes to children's literature being such great things. What do you like to read generally?
I usually have like 2 to 3 books going at the same time.
Oh, that's hard. I can't do that.
I enjoy going back and reading some of the same books. I'll tell you, I'm not a fan of anything horror or truly suspense. I do not like horror movies or things like that. I love historical fiction, historical books. I find it really interesting when I can learn things from books. So I'm a big fan of that. Obviously, I enjoy young adult literature. It gives me a chance to I think it's such a rich area out there in literature that wasn't there when I was growing up, but it also gives me something that I can talk to my kids about. I can talk to my nieces and nephew about. And I'm also like a member of a book club. And I've been a member of different book clubs going back 20 plus years now. And in particular with book clubs, I try not to bring my own books to introduce to the book clubs. I rather like to be able to have other people introduce me to other books. I've read so many books I never would have picked up myself by being a member of book clubs. And I think that's maybe like one of the like historical fictions. Those started from a book club I was involved in 20 years ago with
Mm.
work colleagues. So there you get a whole, different group of people. And, that was just someone's liking, and got me into more historical fiction. So a lot of different types of books going on.
Yeah, yeah.
I love reading.
It's great to read, like you said, more than one genre, because I mean, a lot of times people will have a favorite, and it'll be easy to just kind of pigeonhole yourself in there with, I only like historical fiction and that's all I'm going to read. But like you said, it's so great because there's fantastic stories in every genre. So there's always something. I do love the idea too of being open to recommendations from someone else, because you do discover things, which is great.
Yeah. And I feel when someone recommends a book they like to me, or something that they enjoy, it also gives me a window into that person and their likes and dislikes, and gives us something to talk about, and tells me more about them and their background.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is
Absolutely. So Framed, again, love it.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of options for Framed here at the library. We have physical book, a couple copies. We have it as a play-away audiobook, which is a great little self-contained, preloaded audiobook that you can plug in the car or take with you with headphones. Great for kids. Also, a lot of kids, interesting, they like to read along while they listen. So that's a great opportunity for that. It's such a great tool for kids to do both. We also have it as a downloadable ebook and a downloadable audiobook on the website. So, I mean, you can pretty much read Framed in any type of fashion you're looking for. So just check the Easton Library website and hit the search the catalog button, and you will find Framed. And you can also find the sequels, which are Vanished and Trapped. So Hilary, thank you so much for joining me on Easton Community Library Book Chat. It's been really nice to talk to you.
Oh, thank you so much for asking me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you again, everybody, for watching. Really appreciate it. Have a great day.